Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Unity is imperative in America to appreciate just how vital the rule of law truly is. What we saw yesterday in our nation's capital was, as the president-elect has called it, an assault on, and it has no place in our
What are we talking about?
democracy.
Come on, man.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
that I
Right,
had
that's right.
for the first few weeks.
That's right. But they're not
now-
going to stop. They're not going to stop. And they're not, this is a movement, I'm telling you. They're not going to stop. And everyone beware, because they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after election.
I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it. Do you want to call him? What do you want to call him? Give me a name. Give me a
White
name.
supremacists and
Who would
white
you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem. This is a left-wing.
FBI director
This
said
is a left-wing
Go ahead,
problem.
white supremacists. Antifa's an idea, not an organization. Yes, they should be treated as they're a bunch of thugs, insurrectionists, white supremacists, anti-Semites. 6N is not enough. I mean, come on, you know.
Polarization in some ways is more common than us coming together.
We didn't just become divided. We let hate into our hearts.
Reasons for the disunity. We know the reasons for the disunity. Don't gaslight the American people by telling them that we are all in favor of unity. You are not. You are not. The folks on the left, are on the hard left and in the Biden administration, are not in favor of unity. They don't want to explain what they're doing politically. They don't want to explain why their policies are right. They don't want to brook dissent. They want to use the powers of the federal government to ram through anything that they can without regard for the constitutional process. They want to do it in top-down fashion. They want to completely rewrite the American national bargain. And they want to castigate all of their opponents as inherently polarizing.
The conspiracy contagion is only growing. There should be
conspiracy theory. Turn down the capability of these conservative influencers to reach these huge audiences. They're
Conspiracy theorists.
And pushing phony conspiracy theories. Facts don't seem to matter to the Trump administration at all. But they do matter.
Apparently, no matter how crazy and out there this stuff is getting. And it's an interesting question as to the former president's mental state, as to whether or not he really believes this is going to reinstate him as president. Conspiracy theory movie. Republican Earth, where Trump thinks he's still president. I mean, that really is where the Republican Party is still stuck. Even as he, is now started leading political rallies again, even as he is the undisputed leader of his party, even as he girds for potential criminal charges coming as soon as tomorrow.
Groups, so Boogaloo Boys, some of these accelerationists, who are trying to foment a second civil war, trying to race to bring this about, they're not going to go away. For them, it's about these big moments and being out there. You're showing pictures that are highly emblematic of that kind of thought.
You want to know why Trump is durable in the Republican imagination? The Republican establishment is still making nice and doing shoulder massages with the people who are using unity as a club. And Trump's like, I'm just not going to Republican base still. Now, he's not the only one who can do this. There are other people on the right who are doing this as well. You want to know why Ron DeSantis in Florida is popular with the Republican base? It's because he does this with regard to COVID in the media all the time. But the reason that Trump is popular with the Republican base is he is not going to pretend that he and Joe Biden are on the same page when it comes to things like Afghanistan. Like, it is somewhat mad. Again, it is maddening to me that Joe Biden, who spent years backing the Afghanistan campaign under George W. Bush, but then simultaneously undermined Bush at every available turn, 20 years later destroys what's going on in Afghanistan. By the way, everything going on with COVID, everything going on with the budget, it is all an attempt to distract from his failure in Afghanistan. That is what this is. It's why he's trying to ram it through. And Trump wasn't having any of that. So his presidential message, it's not presidential. Why couldn't he be presidential like Bush? Maybe because he's being realistic, unlike Bush. Here was Trump yesterday.
It is also a sad time for the way our war on those that did such harm to our country ended last week. The loss of 13 great warriors and the many more who were wounded should never have happened. The leader of our country was made to look like a fool, and that can never be allowed to happen. It was caused by bad planning, incredible weakness, and leaders who truly didn't understand what was happening. This is the 20th year of this war and should have been a year of victory and honor and strength. Instead, Joe Biden and his inept administration surrendered in defeat.
Okay, not only is he not wrong, he is correct about what time it is, as they say. He is correct that we don't live in a world where unity of purpose is a thing. And anybody on the left or on the right who tells you that unity of purpose in America is still a thing is missing the game. They are missing the game that is